Hi everyone, it's Natalie here. No earbuds today. I thought they were charging overnight and they weren't charging overnight, so had to deal with that. Gotten a little further down in the coffee this morning here, so I'm not quite as fresh as I was the first time I tried to film this. This is how it goes. But that means I'll be a little more concise, hopefully, and my thoughts will be clearer. So this is the Guardian Tarot. I'm in a depth year of sorts. No, I really am. I am in a depth. I mean, I don't make videos about it and declare it and discuss it in great depth. I just kind of decide things and do them. Such is my nature. I've had this with me here for quite some time. I can't remember exactly when it arrived. It arrived around the time of the Gratitude Challenge, so maybe in January, at about the same time that the Ravenous Dracone arrived. So this is a review deck. This is a review deck. At this point, I'm not requesting any review decks or really accepting any unless they're decks I know I want to work with, because right now I just, now that I'm not at home anymore. I work kind of a challenging couple of jobs that are pretty demanding. I think I thought being a chiropractic assistant would be really super easy and like, oh yeah, just, bit of this, that. It's not. It's way more intense than I expected it would be. And I actually really love it. And in part, I love it because I love the doctor I work with. She's wonderful. And a very, very good friend at this point. Very close. So between that and then doulaing the clients that I have, and then keeping up with readings that come in, there's not much space to just mess around with decks. My puppy dog requires a great deal of stuff, and it's all the things, right? It's all the things. So the space that I once had for reviewing and being curious about just any deck is not. I'm not able to do as much of that as I wish I could, but this is where we are. So for that last round, I only requested 4 decks. These were 2 of them because I really wanted so badly to work with Beth Seilonen's work. I love the freedom that she uses in her decks to interpret and play with the structure of tarot. And I just think her work is just so beautiful and evocative and fun and playful and heartfelt. And so I wanted to play with her. I wanted to play with her so badly and play with the worlds that she creates. So this is one especially that I felt deeply called to. And in fact, I didn't film it as an unboxing. I was so excited about this deck that I ripped it out of the packaging straight away and began playing with it. And then was called away. So those of you remember, I did the Gratitude Challenge with the Ravenous. But I've been so deeply engrossed since the beginning of the year, right? With, all of my Robert in Place decks in preparation for the arrival of the new copy of the Buddha Tarot, right? That I just did not. Yeah, we know where that went. So I've been heavily focused in a particular direction. Now, that said, I felt the calling over the last few days to come back to this one, right? Just to say, okay, wait. This is one I really wanted to play with and work with. I haven't done any formal reviewing of it. I'm really kind of like longing for it and wanting it and hoping to be with it. And so I opened it up again, which we'll do now. There we go. So it is a magnetic closure. It's absolutely perfect packaging as far as I'm concerned. I think it's absolutely perfect. Your little white book, which is, never white anymore if they're published really nicely. It's rare. Comes along in here, and it's really good. And then we have, the cards underneath. It's very simple, it's beautiful, it's durable. I carry this in my tote bag every day, or have been the last few days, and it's really been, it's held up beautifully. So, you know, what can you say? And then I think these are the kinds of cards, I don't know what this card stock is. I really like it. It suits me just fine. I wonder what these cards would look like because of the painting texture. You know, you can see here, oh, you can really see it on the box. It's watercolor and pencil, and you can really see like the, let's see, how's this coming out on camera? Because I lost my last video. There we go, it's all right. It's not super tight and focused in yet. So it's beautiful. I kind of wonder, you know, what the texture of that watercolor paper would be like on a matte cardstock. Just as a thought, it's really not anything that, I mean, I'm sure they made these, you know, the graphic designers, according to Monica Bodirski, who I love. Check out her videos if you haven't. She's on a break, but there's a ton of content there on her channel. And she talks a lot about like what the experience of working with Schiffer is like as a creator. It sounds like a beautiful experience, to be honest, which I don't know that every creator has with every company. I think I've heard that before from other creators, that they really appreciated how, you know, being a part of the process with them. Something I appreciate and love about these cards, and I think they probably, like I said, I think they made them this kind of semi-glossy, kind of plasticized finish because it did more for the colors and depth. And maybe made them, the images pop a little bit more, because that is the advantage of a shinier cardstock than did the, what am I thinking? Like a more matte cardstock. That's what I'm thinking. So, you know, I don't think these, they're very plastic. I don't know what, and a laminated, I don't know that edging them would work. Honestly, I don't know if that core would, you know, absorb or not. I'm not concerned about it. I don't feel like they need it. Just don't. The Fool, or sorry, what am I saying? The way that she's done the titles, you know, they move depending on the card. So as you can see, it's, you know, based on the composition, here it's better to have the Fool at the bottom. On this one, it's better to have the Magician title at the top, right there. So I do appreciate that that flexibility is there. And they are also better without a border. They're standalone pieces of art. They're cohesive enough. They don't seem to need a border to draw each of them together. That's my take on it. That's what I feel about it. I'm sure they tried all of the options, and this was really just the best one for this particular deck. So yeah, let's look at it. I will say this, so something I've read online, you know, this is a very specific deck and it's very unique, which I like. We know that Natalie likes to work with decks that don't necessarily follow a traditional system. Something I love about Beth Seilonen is her willingness to, and she's, I don't know how many tarot decks she's put out and self-published, like dozens and dozens. So it's not like she's not familiar with tarot structure, okay? So those of you are like, does she even know the tarot? She super duper does, and so because she knows those rules, she feels a freedom to dance with them. That's my theory, because that's kind of how, that's what I used to do with theater, and that's what I do when I stitch, and when I mean, when you know an art form well enough, you know how to play, and you start to play, right? So, and interpret. So she's done a lot of that here, which means that it doesn't fit our usual construct of tarot. One of the ways we're going to see that play out right away, we have a female Fool, which I love. There she goes, open-hearted with the sun shining into her heart, and all of these beautiful female deity type things, or water beings cheering it on, right? Like, there you go, open your heart to the world. We get the Magician. So the Magician and High Priestess right away, for me, are confusing, because to me they are aspects of one another. You know, we have the Magician here as a woman, witness the boobs, And she's got a pendulum hanging off of one of her branches. It looks like we've got something like multiple, cores of volcanoes in the background, which is very interesting. She doesn't really write about that. And a Ouija board there in front of her. So, that to me was like, I'm seeing behind the veil, right? Because we have pillars, and then we have the feminine, and we have some form of book in front of her. So to me, that was like, hey, that's the High Priestess. Oh no, it's the Magician, that's right. Then we have a different aspect, of High Priestess right here. Very different aspect of High Priestess. I feel like they are aspects of one another. So instead of the gender binary that we normally encounter with, in the Magician and the High Priestess, we have here instead, I think, aspects of the same dynamic. Okay. And that irritated me initially when I picked it up again the other day. I thought, why is this bothering me? And then I realized, oh, silly Natalie, silly Natalie, you have been engrossed in working with very, very masculine, specific forms of tarot, right, that are from a male perspective and telling the story of male beings, which is, this is the way of the world. Remember, you are embodied as a woman in this lifetime, and at various points, it's almost in a gender non-binary way, which is probably very surprising, but this is the fluid nature of human beings, right? So this is a feminine deck. Feminine energy is flexible. It's spacious. It's open. And that reminded me why I wanted to work with this deck, right? So that's what we're dealing with. And, it's somebody online wrote, it's a Marmite deck. You're either going to love it or it's not your vibe, right? And for a minute the other day, I was like, maybe this just isn't my thing. No, I really wanted to love this deck. And so I thought, well, do what you always do. Go research it a little bit, love. See what you're missing. And I then thought, oh, of course, that's why I wanted to work with it. Because it doesn't follow the rules. I love it when people are brave enough not to follow the rules. It is not a slam. It is not a slam on any male creators, okay? It is not a slam on Robert M. Place. It's not saying I love him any less. Or any of these incredible, individuals of either gender, or those who do not fall upon the gender binary, within that system. It's just saying this is a uniquely feminine perspective that I'm very curious about and interested in because it connects back to the earth, right? It connects back to Mother Earth. So we get the Empress, who is loving on that little baby tree, baby Groot. We have the Emperor. Something else I love here, and I wonder if we need to tighten in the shot. I think we do. Let's try tightening that up. Let's go boop. Are we good? I think we're good. I think it's better. You get with some of these cards this wonderful, you can see this face. Again, there we go. In the mountain, looking at this tree, as well as the face of this being looking down on that tree as the Emperor. Isn't that something? Very different perspective. So I feel like in some ways with these cards, we're getting, this one doesn't even depict a particular land mass, right? It's not even a mountain or a tree in that Hierophant. And again, you can really see the texture of the watercolor paper that she used. I love that. Oh my gosh. I even think I might know which one it was. Because I used to love to make prints on this paper. It's very thick and really toothy and nice. There's our lovers. So the beings are almost like trees. I mean, look at how tenderly they look at each other into their eyes and hold. I mean, that's so beautiful. We get the Chariot. I won't zoom in on every card like this, but it's interesting to me too that with the Chariot, I don't have a pretty stick pointer, so I'm gonna use my mechanical pencil, okay? We've got a Gabo rune, an Algis rune, and then very teeny weeny, I wonder if I can get it, right there, there's a tiny little chalk. C-H-A-L-C. Chalk is one of the Anglo-Saxon runes. So there's very specific information in some of these, right? This is about, I think, I don't remember, but I think this one's about being safe as you move forward. We'll get into the guidebook in a little bit. Yeah, we got strength. I just ordered them. Notice there's no numbers, right? So, sorry, pulling up to the desk here. Strength was, you know, they're not in an order, and I'd shuffled them, and I couldn't remember which order they came in, so I just put strength here. So I actually, it would tell us in the guidebook, wouldn't it? Let's see, it would show us. So what do we have here? Oh yeah, okay, so that is the order because justice is coming there between Wheel of Fortune and the Hanged Man. So this is the original order. But there we go, there's strength. And I love this Hermit card so much. So the Hermit is never alone. Look at that. Because when you're alone in nature, you aren't really alone. Something we don't often think about. You know, we're not ever alone. The eagle, there's this beautiful being here witnessing what's going on with this being. There's always a witness, whether we are aware of that witness or not, right? So then we get the Wheel of Fortune, which is a little confusing to me. I don't quite understand what's going on there, and I don't think I ever had this one come up before, so I didn't connect to it in a really visceral way yet. Justice, pretty straightforward, which to me is speaking about the balance of nature when things are a little bit dark. Suspend, she's looking into although it may not be female, there's no breast, it may be male, but you know, looking into the water for reflection to understand or see something differently from a different perspective. Death peeking through the veil to take a dead being and probably reach out and grab it as it's leaving. But look, it's the pollution. Oh my God, I never put that together before. So this is a very, like, look at what we're doing to the earth and how are its beings relating to us. There's the pollution. I was so focused on what the individuals were doing and this idea of this veil coming through, but it's less that, and it's more like, look at this pollution. It's opening the veil to the death. You know, and what we're doing to the environment. What are we doing to kill the environment, kill the earth? Oh my gosh, this is gonna make me love this deck so much more. I'm so excited. Okay, so now I'm getting nerded, you see, I get nerded. Here we have Temperance, and I love that. We have the Triple Goddess, balancing the Triple Goddess within ourselves, right? Accepting all phases of life. Maybe, I don't know, that's what I'm seeing. The Devil, I love this Devil card. Again, a very feminine perspective, right? It's not there to enslave or chain us in some way or restrict us. It's more like it peeks, you know, something distracts us that's beautiful, or peeks out at us from behind something that we're distracted by or that's beautiful, right? Takes us away from what's necessary. See, we're looking at the flowers and maybe we don't see what's behind it. And we get the Tower, which shatters everything we think we know. And he is like lifted up off of something, so he is going to tumble. He seems to be holding the moon too. We have the Star, which to me speaks of of finding one's own wisdom, or understanding one's own wisdom within, or even finding one's own wisdom within. I love this wolf and this moon card. It's like it's like she's listening to this wolf howling at her, and howling its soul out at the moon, which I just love. It's just so beautiful, the way that it's howling at this being, and the being is there listening and accepting unconditionally, you know, with space to hear all of it and love and protect that wolf on its journey, you know, without actually interfering with any part of it. You know, it's got total freedom, total free will, the ability to do whatever a wolf needs to do, but yet as it howls into the darkness and at the moon, it is being listened to, witnessed, and held. And I love that. You know, this feminine being here almost seems to be part of the mountain, but part of the moon at the same time. So, you know, to me, this isn't just a tree being. It can be in some cases, but, you know, we're also looking at like, at land beings. This is, I mean, it really captures, I'm having so much trouble verbalizing this, because what I'm trying to verbalize is ineffable. When I've had experiences of land beings, they're not dissimilar from this. How about that? They have been remarkably compassionate in nature. I don't think we see any wrathful forms in this deck. Sometimes they are, but the majority that I've encountered with hold that kind of space. Here's one in the sun. You notice the sun is not shining down on her. Rather, it's shining out of her, right? When we discover our own wisdom within, right? If we look at the journey, we shatter something that we believe we thought we knew. We find our own wisdom within. It gives us the space to howl our darkness out and have it witnessed, and then the sun shines through us, right? We have a light that comes through on a deeper level. So it's really speaking to that journey very deeply. Then we get to judgment, which I don't know what the intention is behind this one. Maybe this is a good time to look at the book. But this one to me speaks of like, you know, these beings seem to be, do we need to zoom in a little tighter? I don't know. Maybe I need to lift it up for us. It is, we've got beings at the bottom of the card here that seem to be coming up out of the grave. I don't know. I mean, this one to me is maybe about calling ancestors, or having ancestors literally flipping over and coming out of their graves to say, what are you doing to the planet? Maybe they're here to, I don't know, here to witness the pain of the planet. Hard to say. I don't know. But then we have here too the world. Oh, I was going to look at the book. We'll look at the book. Hang on. We have the world, where, you know, the beings of the world, not necessarily human, but like the feminine, maybe devas that inhabit literally the energy of the planet, are coming out of it and off of it, maybe because of what we've done to it. But yet it's being, you know, we're witnessing it and holding space for it. There's a love and an intention of love, of holding the planet in safety. I don't know. I don't know where she's going with that just yet. But let's look at judgment. Let's pull the book out for that. Oh, there was sun, so we're close. Judgment. Okay, I'm not sure. Let's see. Can I read it from back here and still get it on camera? Okay. The Guardian works as a somber reminder to reflect upon those who have crossed the bridge before us. Yeah, so it's ancestral. Their energy, memories, and moments live on within each soul that walks this world. Those who have already altered the world and set the stage for all concussive events to happen, remember them. Ooh! So there is some admonition there. I wasn't far off. All right. As this card lies before you, pause for a moment and recall a person who has had a profound influence upon your life. Now ask yourself, why did they come to mind? How can their influence assist you now? Draw a second card. Lay this one for their message. Lay above this one for their message. Interesting. And then she gives a reversed meaning. I tend to just read those as, I don't read reversals. I do if they come up, but you know, I just tend to embody or like get hold of like, what is that more shadowy aspect? Oh, here's a spider crawling on me. Come here, baby. Come here. Go over there. Go in one of my plants. Thank you. So yeah, let's see. So the reverse meaning of this card indicates that you may need to take a moment to grieve. Embrace the memories. Give yourself quiet time to remember, to cry, and just step away from the world to remember and know it's all right to pay homage to those who have crossed. Okay, so that's what we're dealing with there. Okay, the world. Okay, and then we get into the wands. So we have like a very creative, you know, we're building a life, creating a life, creating a home on the planet, all the things that go with it. Two of Wands, we've got the parapet and looking off of it, so very RWS kind of reference. Three of Wands, I don't quite know. There's 3 candles. Let's see what she says in the book. Observing the flickering flames of the candles before her, this guardian reflects upon what she seeks to bring into life. Vitality, abundance, and communication. So she's not quite moving forward yet. Not quite moving forward yet. How does that differ from the 2? The 2, she says, watching over this world, this guardian dreams to explore the distant mountains. Though he dreams of freedom from his day-to-day existence, he realizes that he has responsibilities for the moment. Okay, so then he has responsibilities and dreams. Okay, and then this one is, oh, whoops, where did my 2 go? Oh, sorry, there was our 2. There was the 2. So this is the one who has dreams and is seeking. Then we have the 3 of Wands, who is here actually like maybe planning. She's reflecting upon what she seeks to bring into life. So instead of, and it represents abundance, vitality, communication. And she writes in the book about defining your goals. Okay, so there's an actual plan coming into place. At this point, we're just dreaming about it. So then we get to the 4 of Wands, and she writes, this guardian, as the sun sets, this guardian reaches out to his love that has crossed the veil with only a ghostly form for comfort and remembrance. The love they share is an eternal force that not even death can hinder. Totally different meaning here. I mean, again, it's totally different meaning. You know, it's a take your, so this is really a suit that's speaking about spirit and how spirit really talks to us. Can you see this face in that card, really the deceased or the person beyond? It's beautiful. But you know, we're going a very different direction. The 5 of Wands looks completely forlorn. Well, she's mourning the past, and understanding through mourning the past is understanding her place within the whole, is essentially where we're going there. What I'm looking at is just, or what I see here is just that she, and I need to put the book down. There's an intuitive aspect to this deck that I just need to go with. Because I seem to be getting it, you know, close to the intention. Oh, I couldn't see that. All right, it is, if you turn it this way, you can see that it is some kind of a photograph or portrait of a long-lost love or ancestor in there. Oh, Spidey, you're crawling on my foot, aren't you? Yeah. Hang on. You're that little tiny guy. Okay. Here, go here and hang out with Stuart. There we go. Isn't it funny that every bug that happens to be in the sunroom at this moment wants to come out and talk to me? When I pulled out this deck, it's kind of magical. It is really. As you can tell, I have no loss of, I have no, loss of love in my heart about insects. I love them. Okay, they're part of it all. So we have the 6 of Wands here, which is, I mean, to me, that the victory that we're looking at is having all of these different beings coming forth to help rebalance this one, and remind her of her innate goodness, maybe. 7 of Wands then is really fully embodying it. And the butterflies to me always speak of transformation. So maybe there's now this kind of a different ability to really, you know, speak to all of these different entities. I don't know. Let me get the 8. Oh, that's the head, and oh, that's interesting. Very interesting. Something about connecting to spirit with that feminine one there. Wow, this is turning into a deep dive, guys. I didn't know that it was going to go this way. This guardian calls for one to honor the higher self. Aha! Allow the messages to transcend into the consciousness. The Trinity rises overhead with the goddess, arms gracefully holding, reminds us to bring aspects of ourselves together, to be unified and sacred unto ourselves. Oh, I love this so much. This is absolutely why I got this one. This is why I wanted to play with this deck. The 9 of Wands feels to me like there's more, you know, there's more decoration somehow, maybe more honoring. And the 10 of Wands, wow, where did we go? Is that a dark card too? Let's see. The 9 says, this guardian makes his appearance. Come back here, sir. Rest assured is fine to be angry towards the situation at hand. Okay, the red is about anger. Okay. Calm and icy, cool leaves are presented to the world, while just under the surface, the true emotions are swelling one into action. Wow, so it's an embodied anger, and it's the kind of anger that's very Wandsy. The kind of anger that gives you energy to do whatever is needed. White hot. Yeah, there we go. White hot anger with red hot underneath. Okay. 10 is the guardian experiences a true sense of being completely immersed into the situation with no separation from the experience. Wow. So really embodying space and awareness. Beautiful. We get the page, exploring and feeling into the world. Beautiful. Oh my God, the Knight of Wands is in his full creativity with a fire of vision and the ability to almost voice it. Very powerful, creative mind. Look at that. Queen of Wands. So she's not engulfed in the flames, but she can hold them and has a vision. King of Wands is holding them in his heart and has a more balanced view of the flames, or more balanced ability to be with the flames, not be consumed. All right, Cups. Ace of Cups. Interesting. Something to do with a goddess. So what do we have? Let's look. Oh, shoot. Okay, swords are next. Are we worried about that? I don't know. Let's do it. Let's just move to the swords. We'll come back to cups since swords are next. All right, so she puts wands and then swords. So that's interesting. The masculine suits are first. So we have the Ace of Swords here. Very dark. Very dark. What do we got? Let's see. She's ready to take action. She's alone and confident in her convictions, ready to bring a voice and action to her inner self, of her inner self to the world. Okay. Oh, I love it. Yeah. There's a balance and there's an infinite balance and a balanced mind, or bringing balance to the mind. So something is being released and said goodbye to here in the 3. Yep, setting yourself free of the past is what she says in the guidebook. I need to put the book down. I need to put the book down. Boop. Okay. Yeah, there's the 3. The 4 of Swords, yeah. There's kind of, it's kind of deadly. Things are kind of dying and deadly and require a pause, right? But again, never alone. Never alone. That Five of Swords is, it's an angry grieving there. That's an angry grieving, releasing the pain of the mind. Six of Swords. Interesting to me that we're waning into a new moon, so there's a new possibility. She's looking at that new moon, and she's moving away from something that's there where there's death. And we've got, instead of the tears coming out, like, you know, in such a hot red, now they're more, you know, that pain is integrated, right? It's red leaves, but there's distance from that redness, right? There's distance from that pain. Seven of Swords feels a little bit more accepting, unless that murder of crows is going to come and peck everything and bully that person into submission. Could be. Eight of Swords. Oh. Wow. Yeah, the little one there at the bottom. I mean, that with the red again, the red is clearly used for pain, anger, suffering. You know, the parents are turned away from one another, and the little green guy is down there going, I don't seem to have mommy and daddy anymore. What do I do? Yeah, that's hurt. That hurts. That hurts. We all probably had that moment as kids at some point. Nine of Swords. Look at the wolves. Those wolves are not friendly. They're zeroed in. And we've got like a silent scream about to come out. 10 of Swords. Oh, shattered. Shattered mind. Yeah. Spinning out. Page of Swords is so friendly. Friendly idea, friendly birdie. I like all of the birds in the sword suit. This works. The Knight of Swords has a new idea, and he's got his eye on where he needs to go. He's got a direction, and he's got a waning or waxing moon. Queen of Swords, again, the focus on the mind, the star in the eye. I like it. All right, King of Swords, love it. Love it. One with the idea. Like, yeah, beautiful. Okay, now, are we going to Cups or Pentacles? I want to say we're going to Cups next. Let's see. Yeah, we're going to Cups, so we'll come back to Barbara Streisand in a minute. All right, so Ace of Cups, what do we have? These two guardians gaze upon each other with a solar eclipse resting upon the horizon, which I didn't even see because I was too busy worried about what it means. Okay. And the goddess emerging from the light of that eclipse. Holy cow. Oh, so as sun and moon combine together, so too does their energy for very powerful amplified effects. Wow. So this is the essence of non-duality. A non-binary. Beautiful. And that willingness to integrate those two qualities within ourselves is useful in terms of realization. In this case, it's realizing goddess. Would be in Tibetan as well. Two of Cups. Interesting there. Or we have almost a sword, and the it's almost a caduceus, almost. That's transformation, right? Butterfly as well. It's a transformation. Interesting. Transformation of the two. Yeah. Wow. Integration of, yeah. Okay. Then we get the Three of Cups. Beautiful. Oh, love it. Familiar enough, right? Four of Cups. Interesting. So we're so focused on the map here at the bottom and about where we're going to take that journey that we missed the boat. Don't miss the boat. You got to see the boat. You got to see the boat and get on the boat. Five of Cups. Oh. This poor little being. So again, we've got red. Red is clearly meaning something in this deck. So there's pain, deep and profound pain, soul pain, pain that's also being witnessed lovingly by these guardians who are going to protect and hold space for that pain so that it can move through. That's my theory. 6 of Cups. Oh, I'm like, where's the youthfulness here? That's a baby tree. This guardian's like, look at this beautiful baby tree. Look at that little baby tree. This one's managed to get some fruit on it. And she loves that baby tree. Okay, that's nice. 7 of Cups. There's a church inside the heart. There's a sacred vessel inside. I don't know. I don't understand. Let's see. That one has thrown me before. Let's see. As the winds caress this guardian's body, her crystal ball. Oh. So that's her hand holding the crystal ball. Ow. Okay. Her crystal ball illuminates the desire each person intrinsically carries, the desire to believe in something. Okay, the church represents belief. Anything and everything to give you further meaning in this life. Okay, so it's seeking meaning. Seeking meaning in the crystal ball. All right. 8 of Cups. Yeah. I think that's questioning. I think we're questioning the land and the ground that we occupy. Do I want to stay here or should I leave? I don't know if this is the right ground for me. Okay. 9 of Cups. Oh, so now the church is outside and she's looking down. So something's manifested here. So the belief has become a reality. Now I get it. Okay. All right. 10 of Cups. Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah, everything is peaceful and balanced and as it should be. Oh, yeah. Even her, it's a her. Okay, even her, she's got curly branches. There's a particular tree that does that I really love. Okay, Page of Cups. There's some discontent in this Page of Cups, obviously. There's a lighthouse and they can't see the light. They can't find the light. The light's right there behind them. They're just not looking closely enough. Knight of Cups. Pie in the sky. Somehow this is very dreamy. Spiritual wisdom here with that eagle. I love this almost bear-like figure coming through the mountain to gaze at that guardian. Yeah, but the way it's looking at the guardian's throat, heart area, while the guardian is like, oh, look. I'm not sure. What do we have? Come here, Knight of Cups. Where'd you go? There you are. The guardian knight signifies that it is important to be aware of the signs and feelings that are guiding you to where you need to be and what you should be focusing your energy upon. Love it. All right, that makes total sense. That's kind of, yep. Okay, Queen of Cups, pretty self-explanatory. I love the Om. There's an Om and a lotus. Wow, there's a manifestation of spiritual wisdom and we're toasting it. Beautiful. King of Cups, nurturing, loving, caring for that baby of spiritual wisdom that is within us. Maybe the ability to teach spiritual wisdom as well. Okay, now we're on to the Barbra Streisand suit. Does anybody else see Barbra Streisand in that Ace of Pentacles? I think if Barbra Streisand were drawn into a card, it would be this one. I'm sure she doesn't mention that in here. I wonder if that was her inspiration. I actually loved Barbra Streisand. When I was a kid growing up, we were always listening to her. My mom had all of her records, and yeah. We have lots of Barbra in, lots of Babs in vinyl. So yeah, this guardian is, you know, we've got full bloom, full greenness, full fertility. All right, Two of Pentacles. Oh, it's desert and there's a Kokopelli in the background. Okay, this one I really need to look at the, what is she looking at here? What is this? Gazing upon a trinket ring. What? Oh, she does have a little ring. She's got a little ring there. I didn't even see it. Okay, it's always important to see look at what they're gazing at. So, given in a moment of love and bliss, now under the full moon, Kokopelli's song floats upon the midnight air. The weight of the moment settles in her mind. Caught in the dynamic pull of the weight of the tangible and the love of the magical, this guardian is torn between the choices she now needs to make. Okay, so there are still choices here. That's good. Okay. She's still making choices. Okay, Three of Pentacles. This would be about, I think we're consulting spirits about with whom to collaborate to bring things into reality. That's what I see. Or the how. How do hey, I've got these two collaborators. How do we collaborate? Let's ask our higher selves, or let's ask our spirit guides, right? All right, Four of Pentacles. Oh, there's the protection. There's the protection. The protection of the beliefs. The protection of creating the reality behind your beliefs, because we've got a church there. And the moon is full, so things are in a state of fullness. So the moon is a very important symbol here that gives us a lot of key information. Five of Pentacles. There's a loss in this one. Wow. Yeah, that's a really barren looking background. And she's looking to the full moon. I don't know. Okay, so the loss is not as bad as she thinks it is, right? So there's it's a Five of Pentacles. We know about the Five of Pence, right? She can't get into the church. Right now, it looks like the moon is telling us that the church is there. Okay, what are you writing in here? What are you telling us about, Beth? What are you telling us? Seemingly alone in a harsh environment. Yeah, the guardian raises her eyes upward to the moon while she clasps a flaming flower. She understands that even in the direst of landscapes, there is promise of a new life, a better tomorrow. Okay, yeah, not far away. So things are still going to be okay. There is promise. There are leaves coming back on her oak branches. Got it. And there's a little baby with her. In spirit, I'm thinking. Or it's a baby guardian in the landscape. So the baby maybe is representing the possibility of newness that's already there in that barren landscape. See that? Six of Pentacles. Yeah. Okay. So, I mean, we've got the generosity of sharing there with the horsey. And the way that the horsey loves nature naturally. Ooh, Seven of Pence. So we're manifesting a new reality here, a new kind of reality. Eight of Pentacles, we are practicing and doing the thing. We're practicing from that transformational place and creating a new reality. We're playing the music of it. The Nine of Pentacles, look at that. There is the new reality, because here in the, this looks just like the kind of, with the path and, oh, it's water though here. Well, there's something in that. There's no moon, it's a new moon. We've got the northern lights. We got a goddess coming up out of those lights. A bird that's normally a daytime bird is perching. Another bird is coming into perch. We've got flowers. It's all very positive. And there we have it. The Ten of Pentacles. The sunflowers have fully blossomed. There's an ankh on the top of this thing. Structure, pagoda, whatever it is. Yeah, the guardian's smiling down or looking. I mean, they always have a very neutral expression. They're neutral but compassionate, right? For the most part. Then we have the Page of Pentacles with their flowers. Knight of Pentacles is unsure about what's there and taking plenty of time to look ahead before moving. The Queen of Pentacles is nurturing and loving on that little baby guardian. She's a nurturing force in the world. And the King of Pentacles holds the sun and the moon and all that is within it. So all earthly aspects. All right. Beautiful stuff. Wow. Okay, I was gonna try like an introductory spread here, or like a talk to us spread, but I think I'll save that for another video. So there we go, my friends. If you're still here, thank you for watching. Yeah, that was more of an in-depth dive than I intended, but sometimes, you know, doing just the practice of doing that can be really helpful, right? Because it makes me get more deeply into the deck and the images. So there we are. Beautiful deck, friends. Beautiful, beautiful deck. I absolutely love it. I don't, you know, ask me in another month how much I love it. I probably will come to you and tell you that it's my best friend. I don't know. We'll find out, because I'm sure I'll report about it. I know a bunch of you out there have this deck. It is not a new deck. It's been around since 2017. It's new to Nat because Nat's never had it before. And I really didn't discover it, I think, until 2018 or 2019, maybe 2020. I just don't remember now, but it's been on my list for a very long time, and I'm so glad I've got it. I'm hoping to use a couple of different decks, you know, to partner with it, and all of the ones that I thought maybe this would be a good one to pair, I think are going to be perfect. Maybe I'll do another video on that soon. All right. Talk to you in the next one, everybody. Tons and tons of love to you. Bye.